It is December 22nd, the AM turn, and Patton has arrived, or will shortly. What I've done is I've spread out the Allied reinforcements on the map to the different points where they're supposed to come in. You see there's a bunch of British up here ringing the outside of the map at different entry hex points. This is why I love this game. I think everything was going so well for the Germans. It seemed like they were going to be unstoppable. But right now I'm looking at the turn for the Germans, and they don't have a lot of exciting options. For one thing, they have to be remembered for the victory conditions. They either get 6 units off the map, or they control Marche, Bastogne, St. Vith, 2 of those, and have 3 units across the Meuse. So, you can be across the Meuse, but if you don't hold 2 of those hexes, Marche, Bastogne, and St. Vith, you lose the game. So with Patton arriving, plus tons of British reinforcements, it becomes very much a question as to whether they can, 1, get across the Meuse and off the board, and 2, can they hold on to Bastogne, Marche, and St. Vith. St. Vith is probably safe, being so far to the east, but Marche is right next door to American units, and there's more American units coming, and Panzer-Lehr has been held in reserve down here, waiting for Patton to arrive. So hopefully Panzer-Lehr can help stave off that assault, because he's going to come in with, he's going to have 4 divisions when it's all said and done. And so anyways, looking at the Germans get no reinforcements this turn. Looking at the southern part of the map, there's really not much for them to do. They have to simply wait to see where Patton comes in and then try and respond. Okay, up here in the middle, it's time to go after this regiment right here. So the 26th Infantry Division is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to right there. Actually, you know what he's going to do? He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2 movements. Well, technically 1 2/3. He's going to go 1 movement to there and pin this guy. (116th) is going to assault here again. Hopefully clear him out. I think the Nebelwerfers will continue to move up. Try and get in position to help punch through that hole. And I don't know what to do with this piece of artillery. They're so far away from that. I think I'm going to have them head back in this direction. Go back to here. And I've got this guy down here. He's going to come back down to here. Get ready to help. I do have artillery ready to defend the different German positions. So hopefully that will be enough to at least blunt Patton when he comes in. I think I'm going to have him come up to here, and him go to there. Okay. And I'm thinking about doing something, well, frankly, a little bold up here. I might have Piper form a unit with this armor regiment of the 9th SS and this one of the 12th SS, and basically form a super unit. They would have 35 combat factors, so that would, you know, be enough to hopefully do something. Losing those 2 regiments of the 1st SS and that regiment of the 12th SS really hurts. Germans just can't afford losses like those. That's why I was saying one of the victory conditions was that if the Americans can destroy 18 German mechanized units, which is to me a joke. If you destroy 18 German mechanized units, 6 armored divisions, there's no way the Germans are winning that game. I don't see how it's even possible they'd be close in it. It feels like if you lose just a few armored units, you start to really, ouch. Okay, what I'm thinking about doing is coming down here and trapping this guy and trying to break through here at Namur. So this infantry is going to go 1, 2 to right there. Scoresny is going to go 2, 4. And I'm going to have 2nd Panzer come down here. Hit him like that. Problem is, I break through there, but I got a bunch of British troops coming up to hold the Meuse, so it's very frustrating from the German perspective. We've made such great progress, but it kind of feels like it's petering out on us. For right now, I'm going to have the 12th SS, I'm sorry, the 2nd SS. You can't get there. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I'm going to have the 9th pivot from here to 4 to there. Have the 12th SS come down this road, and we're going to try and cross here. So that kind of leaves Piper all by himself right now. Well, I really feel like for the Germans, I really feel like their best chance is down here now with all the American units lined up on the Meuse. So I think I'm going to have Piper simply going that direction. So Piper's going to go 2. Going to move in this direction. Maybe he can link up with 116th Panzer or something. Okay. I think I'm going to have the artillery go in that direction too. They take forever. They won't be able to get there in time probably, but I'll have a move that way. And I'll have these Nebelwerfers come along too. Okay. Okay, so we'll start to form a bit of a line here on the Meuse to at least keep these American units busy. Okay. Some of these guys go 1. So we're just going to scoot along the riverbank here. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that's about as good as it's going to get for the Germans for right now. Let's do these attacks and see where we go. Okay, so down here, he's at 4 factors. I'm at 5, 10, 15, 26. So that's a 6-to-1 down to a 5-to-1 -1 for endurance rating. So 5-to-1 -1. I rolled a 5, which becomes a 4, which is a D3 result. So that eliminates him. It allows 3 hexes of advance, 4 on the road. So I'll go to right the 2, 3 to right there. No matter what, he's getting off the map. I guarantee that. Okay, so over here, the Americans have 13 factors. I still have 20 factors. So it's a 1-to-1. Need a good roll here. Nope, rolled a 5, which is a SU result, suppressed result, meaning basically nothing happens, so we just sit and stare at each other. Another thing about as the game progresses, you begin to really feel the power of the American artillery. They have more of it, and it's easier to use. It's faster. Now it's just better in every regard than the German artillery. Okay, so over here it's going to have 4, 7 from this artillery. I'm going to have 6, 17, 23, 29, 32. So it's going to be a 4-to-1. Roll to 6, which is a counterattack result. So, not a terrible result, but... And again, how counterattacks work is this regiment here of the 101st has to counterattack one of these units. Can you guess which one he'll probably counterattack? Probably this regiment of the 62nd Infantry just sitting there. So that regiment's dead. He's going to get knocked out next turn. Okay, and we got one more up here. He is doubled to 12 factors. I'm going to add this artillery to make it 17 factors. And the Germans have 9, 12, 15, 26, 36, 43. So 43 to 17 is a 2-to-1. 2-to-1. No ER bonus. Rolled a 4, which is a firefight result. Had a lot of firefight results lately. Well, that flips him, which is a good thing, but it flips me as well. So, I don't think I want to lose any of those regiments. So I'm going to flip him. At least keep the regiments on the board. Okay, so that is the end of the German turn. Now let's move on to the Allies. And we're going to start down here in the south with Patton. First, he has these two regiments here, or the 80th Infantry Division and a regiment of the 5th Infantry Division. Let me read to you the reinforcement rules so that you understand what's going on here. It says this: if all designated hexes are blocked by enemy units or their zones of control, reinforcements may be delayed or enter the nearest map edge hex free of enemy units and their zones of control. Reinforcements may enter the game in an enemy zone of control, but must stop and move no further. So, this guy here, for instance, is supposed to come in at A or B. Well, those hexes are blocked, so he can decide to come into basically any hex in between. So he's going to go in there. And the 80th is supposed to come in B through C. So the 80th is going to come in there and stop. And we're just going to gang up on this regiment right here. Okay, so down here it's the same situation. This regiment of the 4th Armored Division is going to come in and move to there. This Armored Cav, the 6th Armor ACR, is going to go to there. Just put the artillery here. The other two regiments of the 4th Armored Division will move to there. And the 26th Infantry will come in there. I'll have Patton just hang out with the artillery for right now. Okay. So I'm at risk of the Führer's Guard running off the map, so I need to slow him down. So I'll have this regiment of the 101st go to there. Got this tiny guy up here. He's a very weak unit. 2 combat factors, but he's a speed bump, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to go to right there. Stop the 116th from racing across there. As we discussed up here, 1129th is going to go to there. And I think the artillery is going to come out to here. Maybe we'll go to there. Yeah, the artillery is going to go to there. Help out with that counterattack. Okay, let's get the British into the game. So these guys come in at J, anywhere along here. And they're just going to spread out all along here. So one's going to go to Dinant. One's going to go to, how do you say that? Yavois. And one's going to go to Namur. So we'll just spread them out. And let the artillery go here. Yeah, the artillery will go to that hill and cover both ways that way. Okay, so the 5th Guard's armored. It's a very powerful unit, 18 Vectors on 2 counters. He's going to cross. Oh, one thing I should mention is there is a special rule that called Allied Cooperation. It's an optional rule. That optional rule would prohibit the British from crossing the Meuse. When I play solitaire, I don't play with it. I know that historically the British did not get involved, did not cross the Meuse in many places. I know that. But frankly, it's just funner to have them available. So I don't play with it. Of course, that makes things even harder for the Germans at this point. But hell, the Germans had it so good for so long, they kind of getting what they deserve right now. So the Guards will come down here and attack Scoresny. Okay. Maybe I won't have that. I'm at risk of losing this unit right here. I'm not really seeing how I can back him up. Show you what I'm talking about, sorry. Remember, this is my reduced regiment of the 1st Infantry Division. But I think I can have them go 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so I can get these 2 regiments there. Yeah. I think also I'm going to have this artillery come down to here. He'll be in position to assist there. Going on a bit of a counterattack here. Have this reduced regiment of the 84th just get out of the way. Come up to here. (43rd) British Infantry cross the river and attack those regiments right there. Collins just come in there. Okay, I didn't really explain what I was saying earlier. There's a special rule that prohibits the British from crossing the Meuse. A part of that rule is there's a limit on Allied cooperation. And basically, if Allied units take part in an attack together, there's a shift to the left on the combat results table. Well, what I do is I allow the British to cross the Meuse, but they still have to abide by that inter-Allied cooperation shift. That does make sense to me. You know, they were different divisions in different commands, so probably would have been a little difficult for them to coordinate attacks. So I still use the combat shift. I just let them cross the Meuse. Anyways, let's let's start with our attacks. First of all, let me look at the rest of the American position. I think I'm about done. Let's start down here in the south. So the Americans are going to have 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's going to be a 6-1 -1 on him. Roll the 1, which becomes a 0, which is a 1d4. Obviously, he has to retreat off the map, and he's eliminated. Do get 6 hexes of advance on the road. Let me see what I'm going to do with that. I think we're going to come over here. My plan with these units is to have them move up here and roll up this flank. Have them meet with Patton at Martelange. Martelange? I think that's how I'm going to say it. I like to have them hug the map. Remember, Allied units draw supply back to a Allied entry hex. So have them hug this edge of the map. It's really hard to take them out of supply. Okay, so over here, the Germans will have 4, plus 5 is 9. Americans will have 15, 22, 29, plus 1 artillery is 36. So it's a 4-1 down to a 3-1 for the broken ground. So 3-1. The Americans rolled a 2, which is a D2 result. So that eliminates him. He has to retreat. D2 result. Oh, sorry about that. And that provides 2 hexes of advance. I'm just going to have a regiment of the... I don't know. Maybe have 2 regiments stacked there. Have him... Well, there's no entry hex there. Yeah, we'll go like that just to spread out a little bit. Okay, over here, using this artillery, which is fired. That guy fired. So using this artillery, he'll be at 12. So I will have 4, 8... plus 7 is 15, so it's a 1-1. But because I'm using artillery, armor, and infantry in a clear, or light wood hex, I get a shift to a 2-1, and I get -1 for the ER. So 2-1, -1. Rolled a 1, which is a D2 result. So that eliminates him. Well, that was a good start for Patton. D2 result. So I'll just have these 2 units stack on the hex. Now, you know what? I'm going to have a move up to there. Yeah. So Patton has arrived. Definitely. That's 3 regiments lost for the Germans. Okay, up here, I'm going to use all this artillery. So that's 11, 14, 21, 25 to 3 is a 7-1. 7-1 -1 is a 3 down to a 2, which it kills him. It's a 1d3, so that eliminates him. I don't think I'm going to advance. I'm just going to stay put for right now. So we'll just hold our position. Okay, up here, I have 18 to 6, which is a 3-1, with a -1 for ER. A 4 down to a 3 is a D1 result. So he has to retreat 1 hex. And I think I'm just going to have the guards stay there on that broken ground. It's good defensive terrain. Okay, so up here, 5, 10, 15, 21, 30, 39, 45, 50, 55, 60, 60 to 7, 11, 60 to 11. Is that right? 60 to 11 would be a 5 to 1, but the Germans get a shift for being in the trees, which makes it a 4 to 1. And also the Allies have to take that cooperation shift, so it is a 3 to 1 minus 1. So 3 to 1 minus 1. I rolled a 6, which becomes a firefight result. Not the worst outcome, actually, for the Germans. I will take that out of the paratroopers. And I will take losses out of Regiment of the 43rd Infantry Division. No advance. Okay, also let me look and see if there are any bridges I want to blow up. I think I'm actually at a point now where the Americans, where I'm not sure I really want to blow up any bridges. We're about to go on the advance. But let me just look. You know what? No, I'm not going to blow any more bridges. Let's, Is this bridge blown right here? Yeah, that bridge is already blown. So I don't need to worry about that. Oops. Okay, so that is the end of the December 22nd AM turn. The British and Americans are roaring back into the game, as you can see. The Germans took 4 regiments of loss, or lost 4 regiments, I should say. And starting here pretty soon, starting on December 23rd, the Americans start bringing in overwhelming air power. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Germans can manage to somehow get their momentum back and start pushing on the Allies. Okay, well, next we'll be doing the December 22nd PM turn. See you then.